even if the sun goes down on you. You gotta keep that shine on top, yeah.
Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a different type of video. I didn't know if I wanted to make this video or not, just because a lot of people may judge or kind of be like, oh, you're overreacting, which I mean I could be, but I thought that I would make this video because I wanted to talk about the time, this was probably about a month ago, that some guy either wanted to pick me up off the street. I have no idea what his intentions were, if he had any intentions at all. So basically what happened is, so if you guys do not know, I work at a daycare. So during the Christmas holidays I was working full days, and sometimes on my breaks I would get Noah to come and meet me after or on my lunch, just because he works overnights and sometimes he can come meet me on my lunch, and we'd sit in the car and we'd eat our lunch. So hi Billy, hello. So this one particular day he came a little bit later, so I went and I sat in the car with him and we were eating our lunch, and some white van pulls up beside us. And usually when you work in a daycare, you know what the parents look like. You know who is picking up and who each and every parent is. And this guy pulls up and I've never seen him in my life. The guy didn't move the whole lunch break, and I was kind of a little bit sketched out, so I asked Noah to pull me up right to the school so I can walk in just in case he followed me. By the time he got there, the doors would be locked to the school. So didn't think anything of it. I was like, maybe this guy's just on his lunch break and maybe he just, I don't know, wants a place to sit. Don't know why it would be a school parking lot. I have no idea. And so I was off at 4:30 this day, and I walked to the bus stop because I don't have a car, so if my boyfriend can't pick me up, I take the bus. And this day he was supposed to pick me up, but he worked overnight, so he was a little bit tired, so he ended up falling asleep. So I called him and called him and called him. He didn't answer, so I ended up taking the bus. I went to stand at the bus stop, and this white van pulls up about 10 feet away from me and parks his van. Is just sitting there watching me, and it was very uncomfortable. Like I was like, maybe he's waiting on somebody, like, Alesha, chill. And he never moved. And I didn't even think this before. I didn't think, oh, this guy's, or I didn't even think, oh yeah, that was the guy that was in the parking lot. Like, I don't know if it was the guy in the parking lot because I don't really remember both of their faces, so I can't tell you if it was the same guy, but it was the same white kind of van, like the white pedo van that you would automatically think of when you hear these stories. So he pulled up 10 feet away from me, about 10 feet, and he just sat there staring at me. It was very, very uncomfortable, and my gut instincts told me to call my dad. So I called my dad and I said, Dad, there's this guy in a white van just parked about 10 feet away from me staring at me. He will not leave. It doesn't seem like he's waiting on anybody because he's just sitting there staring at me. So my dad told me, okay, you need to take a picture of the license plate, like you need to go back into the school. But to go back into the school, you'd have to right past his van. So I said, like, I don't feel comfortable doing that because he could pull me in. Like, I don't know. I was being like really dramatic, and I was like, you know what? He's gonna end up pulling me in if I walk by. And so I just stayed at the bus stop, and he was still staring at me, not moving. So my dad said, take a picture of the license plate. So I went to go take a picture, and I guess he knew what I was doing, and he drove off, but he only turned around the corner and parked his van again. In plain sight of me, like I could still see him, he could still see me. He's about 20 feet away, and he parks there and is staring at me very, very uncomfortable. I'm like, Dad, he moved his vehicle, but he's still staring at me, because I think he knew, like, I'm going to take a picture of your license plate. So what I did was I was still on the phone with my dad, and the guy got out of his vehicle. And I kept saying, Dad, like, he's out of his vehicle now, and I'm panicking. And I think he heard me, because when he was walking down the sidewalk, like, across from me, probably about, like, on the just the opposite side of the road. He was walking past, looking at me, kind of looking away like this. Then he would look right back at me. I think he maybe heard me say to my dad that he was walking really close to me, and he was staring at me again. So I think he heard that, and he walked back to his van and started smoking a cigarette outside of his van. Still staring at me. This is over the course of like 10 minutes. And I told my dad, like, this is the longest 10 minutes of my life waiting for this bus. Like, what is taking so long? The bus turned around the corner. I got on the bus. The second that I got on the bus, he drove away. I think that's what scared the most, because he definitely wasn't waiting on someone, because it was, unless it was completely a coincidence that this person, like, I don't know, canceled on him the second that the bus got there. I don't know, I just thought it was really creepy. And I was about to tell the bus driver, like, this guy has been staring at me this whole entire time, this entire 10 minutes that I've been waiting for the bus, but I thought I would sound a little bit overdramatic, so I just didn't mention anything to the bus driver, and I sat right behind the bus driver just in case, because I was scared that he was going to follow the bus. He didn't, thank God, but this could have been all a coincidence. He could have been waiting on somebody. He could have, I don't know. But in my city, human trafficking is very, well, not very common, but it's more common than what we would think. And I honestly wanted to make this video just to let you guys know that you have to be aware of your surroundings. Like, young girls and young guys, you need to be careful. You need to be aware of everything. Don't be sticking headphones in your ear and looking down at your phone while walking, because you have no idea who is out there and around you at all times. You don't know them, and you don't trust anybody when you're out by yourself, especially when you're out by yourself. And I just wanted to make this video just to tell you guys, like, to be aware. Always be aware, constantly. If you're out walking by yourself, stay on the phone with somebody. Don't be sitting there looking down texting, or when you're walking especially, even if you're listening to music, keep one earbud in and one earbud out, because you can hear behind you, you can hear everything around you. And yeah, that was just basically the point of this video, because I wasn't going to make this video, and then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make it because, like, I don't know what could have happened, and if something similar happens to you guys, just to know, like, oh, well, maybe that guy isn't just sitting there waiting for somebody. Like, you know, you just have to think of that stuff. You have to think the worst possible case scenario sometimes to save yourself. Listen to your gut. If you think that somebody is watching you and something is going to happen to you, please act and call someone, walk away, whatever you have to do, because you just can't trust anybody. And yeah, this was a totally different type of video I didn't think that I was going to make, but yeah, I already told you guys why I made this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you've not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.